Welcome back to the show. You're watching Straight Up on Urban TV. My name is Maritza. Now, Thirsty Thursday, usually we talk about relationships, relations in relationships, relations before relationships, if you get my drift. But today we're actually going to talk about something that a lot of people don't talk about that much because we tiptoe around it. I think some of us are scared we might be guilty of the act. And what we're talking about is alcoholism. You can actually get on our social media pages and let me know. The real question is, at what point is drinking out of control? And to talk about this in studio, I have with me a very interesting fellow. His name is Bill Bekunda Kahirimbany. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I nailed it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm super psyched to have you on board because you're actually doing a campaign to stop underage drinking.
Yes, I am.
And we're going to get onto the underageness in just a bit, but I need you to tell us at what point, actually before we actually get there, what exactly is alcoholism?
Well, alcoholism is an addiction to the consumption of alcohol.
Okay.
As in, you can't do without the alcohol.
It's basically your oxygen.
Yeah.
And at what point can a person tell that, say to themselves or realize or have this awakening that, guess what, you're actually an alcoholic?
It is very difficult for a person to come up with that themselves unless they hit what we call rock bottom.
Yeah.
And that is when something very serious occurs.
Yeah.
You're in trouble or whatever it is. Then
because
that
of
is
the alcohol.
Because of the alcohol. But other people usually notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the point is usually when you cannot handle yourself. Some people fail to work.
Okay.
Other people fail to operate without it. When you wake up in the morning to kill the hangover, you have to put in a little bit. Exactly.
So it becomes like a vicious cycle.
Yes, it is. And they can't control it. But from the outside, the person will look at this one and say, why? What's wrong with you? Why can't you just stop? Can't you see this is, that is a point where someone is really
out of
gone.
control. About alcoholics, because a lot of the time we don't like to point fingers and be like, you know what, this person is an alcoholic, but they drink a lot. And from the way you've explained it, I know there's a lot of people who drink a lot but may not necessarily be alcoholics. What's the difference in that situation?
There is a difference between alcohol abuse and alcoholism.
Okay.
Alcoholism has to do with dependency.
Okay.
You are dependent on it. Alcoholic abuse means somebody can take the alcohol and sometimes, and most times actually, are able to come to have limits. They're able to go to work and all that. But what it does to them is, it is killing their body.
And it makes
and
them
it kind of reduces their efficiency. Now with alcohol abuse, that is what leads to alcoholism, because alcoholism is now when you're completely dependent and you can do nothing about it other than get help.
So do you think it's a sickness?
It is a disease. It has been termed a disease.
Yeah.
Before the 1940s, it wasn't considered a disease.
It was a bad habit.
It was, people underlooked people who would get drunk. But with technology, the scientists have come up with proof, the World Health Organization, and they've actually proved that it's actually a disease.
Is there a vaccine?
Some things are not vaccinated.
No, because
it is a mental illness.
Mental
mental illness has a lot to do with your psychology. Yeah.
And I think that also goes a bit in the drugs department, dependency.
Alcohol is a drug within itself.
Yeah.
But it is different from the other drugs.
Than the other drugs.
Yes.
Like the tiny pill that I was talking about
and
earlier.
alcohol is also protected.
Yeah.
Because, many people make a lot of money out of it.
Okay.
And not only that, it is legal.
Yeah.
So its being legal gives it a certain status.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's a social drink. And I must add this, the majority of people are not alcoholics. It is a smaller percentage.
Yeah.
The only problem that comes in is one. This smaller percentage affects the bigger percentage drastically.
How?
One, a drunk driver doesn't know who is in the next car, whether you're sober or...
Good point.
Yeah. And if someone is, it causes hooliganism. People don't think straight.
Yeah.
There are so many things. You're careless when it comes to sex. And so you affect the person with a problem affects many others, and that's why it should be looked into.
Which is very true, because recently there was actually a story of females in the north requesting the government to ban the sale of the Kavera sachets.
Yes.
Because the men have stopped going to work, they've stopped living up to their marital obligations, they cannot get them pregnant, and that kind of situation. So is that mass alcoholism?
Even here in town, it's there. I've seen a kid drinking.
Young children.
A kid of about 6 years old.
But they're really cheap. That's the thing. They're very accessible to anybody with the cash.
Even without the cash, they give to, I don't know, younger kids give to other kids, to younger kids, sorry.
That's
and then there are those who
crazy.
want to take advantage, say girls, or girls taking advantage of boys. It's the easiest way to do it. It's the most
10 drinks in
affordable.
one night.
Exactly.
But let's take a quick break. When we get back, we're actually going to talk about like the kids you mentioned who take alcohol early, and also some of the remedies that how you can help a person that's suffering from this mental illness. It's real, people. It's very real. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Straight Up on Urban TV.